Yo, what's up guys, John Boogle here, and before we start off this guide, this is a recent clip of the Uber rare draw we did for the 5th year anniversary, so here it is, and enjoy. Now, I'm really only looking for a few Ubers, but if we can get some nice ones, then already starting it off. I don't know if this is guaranteed, but if it isn't, wow, we did get little Valkyrie, so hopefully that's not the only Uber in this pool, because best of the best Uber rates are pretty stupid. So let's see if we can get some useful units. And Batcat, okay, I'll actually take more of those because I'm gonna need those. Okay, Toaster 2, and yes, Yukimura, I needed him, and he will prove a lot more helpful in XP stages and grinding those quicker. And oh snap, we actually got an Elemental too. I mean, wow, that was a crazy capsule. They call it best of the best for a reason, and I'm actually glad, so glad we got Yukimura, because I needed him for farming stages. Oh, it is a pain grinding stages without Awakened Bahamut, so that is my substitute for now. And of course we're gonna use all, no selling for XP around here. It is here, everyone, the Into the Future Chapter 2 Floating Continent Guide, and we're gonna hop straight into it. Of course, I'm gonna run through all the treasures, the lineup, and finally the in-depth guide taken on the level. It's very similar to Into the Future Chapter 1, and you'll see that soon. So this is the lineup here. It's pretty basic, and there's lots of stuff you can replace. Once again, there are many flexible lineups, so it's very easy to change some units here. One easy change is being Valkyrie, so make sure you do change it if you do have a better unit, and I'm sure at this point in the game you do have some Ubers and you can replace Valkyrie with that Uber. The things I don't recommend changing is the 4 stallers. These are very key units, so you don't want to replace them, so make sure you at least have the 4 main stallers and you should be good. Levels don't really matter that much, and you should have some true forms by this point in the game, but if you don't, it's still okay. You're just gonna have to rely on your gacha units to carry a bit more. Other things I wouldn't change is Macho Legs, of course Bahamut, and Crazed Whale too, because they are very good DPS units against the boar, and of course the One Horn, the Cyber Horn that is in this stage also. If you don't feel like using Dragon, then you can replace it with either Paris or Chill Cat, as you can see. So Dragon isn't a must, but it is very key because Dragon's damage output is just so very high. So for a single target against the boar and the Cyber Horn, it's just perfect. And you must be wondering, hey Boogle, what's that edgy cat in the top corner of the lineup? And it is Psycho Cat, of course, and the reason we're bringing it is anti-alien slower, so bringing Psycho Cat is essential. It does work without it if you are using higher leveled units, like if your Macho Legs is like plus 25, it will work, but we do want to bring some anti-alien units because the alien boar can shred through everything fairly easy, so Psycho Cat makes it stop in its place very easily, and we don't need the combo of Psycho Cat and Magika Cat. But if you don't have Psycho Cat and you do have Magika Cat, you can replace Psycho Cat with Magika Cat, and the other way around. And bringing any anti-alien slower, stunner, freezer, anything like that is essential for keeping the boar at its place. Now let's head into the most important part of the video, the treasures, and get every single treasure superior, whether it is worth it or not. Just get them all superior now so you don't have to get them later on. And I'm sure the 5th year anniversary is gonna bring a whole treasure festival, so you can grind out every single treasure. All chapter 1 Into the Future treasures are already superior. Once you have that done, come back and get all of these superior, and you will be ready to take on the stage without any issues. But yeah, that's pretty much all the treasures you'll need, and once again, make sure you do have Into the Future Chapter 1 treasures all superior also. And finally, let's head into the in-depth guide of the Floating Continent, and once again, it's very similar to Into the Future Chapter 1's Floating Continent, so just keep that in mind taking on this level. It's just a bit more difficult, of course it would be. Power-ups, I mean, I don't recommend using power-ups on a level like this caliber, but if you are extremely in the struggle, you can use power-ups. The angel enemies won't be an issue if you do have all the treasures, but if you are still struggling with them, if you do have artist cat, that will kind of help out, and it's also a nice staller to bring just in general. Now the deadly combo is the units on the right hand side. As you can see, those three are the death combo, so watch out for that, and that's the whole reason we bought Psycho Cat, edgy boy himself. And of course, every single stage where it is spawn on base hit, where the main boss is spawn on base hit, means when you hit the base, the main enemy comes out. That's our opportunity to max out our wallet all the way. But you won't need it max in this level, but if you are struggling too much, then absolutely do get it maxed in the beginning here. The reason I say that is because the cat limit is pretty prevalent in this level, so you don't really need to focus on your cat wallet being maxed, because you will have lots of spare cash to do it later on in the level also. But minimum, I would suggest get it to at least level 5 or level 6, and you should be good for the rest of the level, and your money production speed will be able to catch up with your cat production speed. Now of course, lure these enemies to your side of the base. Don't let them get too close that they start hitting your base, but get them close enough where you can stack up a bunch of units. And you want to stack up Psycho Cats in this bunch too. So start stacking up Psycho Cats early, so when the boar comes out, you already have a nice stack of Psycho Cats that the boar will get slowed instantly, and he will be perma-slowed. And once you've taken care of a couple of them and you have enough money for Bahamut, that's when you want to get it out. And this time we don't want to wait and get our Bahamut out. Once the boar comes out, we want to have it ready at the front line. So if our Bahamut does die, our cycle will be perfect. So when it does die, we'll have another one ready. So get it out immediately once you can, and you should be good to go. And make sure you are constantly spawning in those edgy boys, the Psycho Cats, because you want to have as much as possible, because in the case where you have no luck at all and the RNG is just terrible and you cannot get a slow proc off, having more stacked up does increase the chances. And the reason I bring whale is for the survivability, because once we do hit that cat limit, we will not be able to send out our stallers. Whale can stall up in the front for a decent amount of time, so we can get our stallers out after the cat limit problem. And here we go. Once the boar comes out, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's just cat spam. If you have your Uber up, your Valkyrie up, whatever you're using, you could send it out now. And if you are getting lucky on your procs, the boar should stay in this very spot, and he won't be able to move with their stacked Psycho Cats. And if you are using Magika Cat instead of Psycho Cat, it will be a bit different but also very similar at the same time, because Psycho Cat slows alien enemies, but Magika Cat actually weakens them, so it takes longer for the boar to shred through your stallers, and that meaning it stays in the same spot for longer. So it's basically the same thing, but with Psycho Cat, you're actually guaranteed safety on your stacked units, but using Magika Cat, you actually have a risk of damaging all your stacked units. But hey, if you have both, you can use both, and that's the ultimate combo to taking down the boar. So if you do have both of them, use both of them. You can replace Dragon with Magika Cat or Macho Legs, but Macho Legs is a nice unit because it is strong against alien enemies, and it can take some hits from the Moth. Now the Cyberhorn isn't that big of a problem, but Bahamut and a whole bunch of stacked units can take care of it very easily. But that doesn't mean it's a threat at all, because when it is paired up with the boar, it does become a huge problem. And with the seal there also, they can shred through all your stallers super easily, whether it is weakened or slowed. A whole bunch of units that have high attack rate and damage can easily shred through stallers, even if they are slowed or weakened. If they are alone like this, I mean, it's a big joke, because alone is very easy to target, and that's the only issue with this level, is when they're all stacked up. And I mean, it's pretty simple. Once you have the beginning down, it's just cat spam after that. Our Bahamut didn't even die, so we were able to stack up 2, but we killed it by then because of the Macho Legs and Dragon stack. So it's very simple. The Moth isn't that big of a problem because we had Dragon there, so that's why I don't really recommend replacing it. And now you see how it is so similar to Chapter 1, and difficulty level is very similar also. This one's just a bit harder because, I mean, if you just finished Into the Future Chapter 1 and you hopped right into Chapter 2, this is going to give you some problems. So once you finish Chapter 1, I recommend going to Stories of Legend, getting the rest of the Crazed Cats, because you should have some by now, if not all of them by now. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the guide. Moon guide coming this week also, probably on the weekend, so keep an eye out for that. And after that's either the Little Night guide or Into the Future Chapter 3. But yeah, that's it guys for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Drop a like if you did, subscribe if you're new, join the hashtag Boogle gang. And it's been John Boogle, and see ya.